Hi everyone, today I'm putting my nostalgia to the test and I am ranking these TV shows that I used to watch when I was a child. TV shows have shaped my personality in some positive and negative ways, and they make me who I am today, and so now I will rank them in a tier list. Let's start off at the bottom. We have Cut Off My Ears and Super Glue My Eyes. This is the bottom tier, obviously, for shit TV. Kids should have graduated middle school instead. This year is for the ones that the shows were so bad that it actually, their societal impact matters less than the 4 child actors who would maybe have a better education if they went to school instead.
Okay, hi, it's me from the future. Basically, I have no idea what this dumbass was trying to say. I think that she meant that society would have benefited if maybe there was more smart people, e.g. those kids that could have gone to school and could have got smarter.
Then we have background noise. This is the mid tier. It's very self-explanatory. It means I'm not really paying attention. Next we have Emmy potential. I'm not talking children's Emmys, I'm talking Step Aside, Jeremy Allen White, Austin Mood needs an Emmy. Then the top tier we have is kiddie drugs. This is the child's form of cocaine. These shows that are written into the history books forever. They give the children that high that methamphetamine gives a drug addict on a Wednesday night. Let's get ranking. Bizarre Bark. I am ashamed to say that I was a Jake Pauler at this time. I used to comment on his videos. It was like 2015 or 16 or something, and it was like the last number of your like is who you are, and it would be like all the Team 10 members, and then someone called me a bitch in the replies. I don't know what's going on with Olivia Rodrigo's hair in this. She's got a side part that is back in the 1800s. It is so far side. It's more fucking right wing than Donald Trump. Holy, why is it so far over? She's got a comb over. They've given a comb over to a 12-year-old girl who has a full luscious head of hair. I don't understand that. This show was background noise for me. Next we've got Casey Undercover. What a bad bitch. What a bad bitch this girl was. This show fueled my short-term desire to be a FBI spy, bounty hunter, CIA motherfucker with a taser and a gun. I didn't really want the gun. I just wanted to like beat people up. I loved the crossover episode with Bella Thorne when Bella Thorne had like a Russian accent. Kiddie drugs. This show was my heroin. Did you know that heroin was created to get addicts off morphine, but then so that's why it's called heroin, and then it actually became more addictive than morphine? And my dad just listened to a drug podcast in the car like about 7 years ago, and I just remember that he told me that, so yeah. Your dad's not listening to drug podcasts, like what are you even doing? Next we have Girl Meets World. It had a great love triangle between Maya and then the other girl and then the guy who did the worm on Twitter and then got it leaked. I lived for the drama of the love triangle. It's something about these type of shows, they really brought the life into me as a 10-year-old. I was like, damn, this is what happens when I go to school. Like I'm in a love triangle. I was not in a love triangle. I was in a fucking love dot. Just me, myself, and I. Oh, it was kind of good. I would put it as Emmy potential. I did love it. Bunked, the kids should have graduated middle school instead. I'm sorry. R.I.P. Cameron Boyce, because he was on one episode of this show. I didn't also appreciate the green screen. These shows, if they had one thing in common, it was that they had an awful green screen. Obviously they're supposed to be in the bush like 24/7. It wasn't giving real. It was giving I'm in a studio in West Hollywood. SpongeBob, Cut My Ears Off and Super Glue My Eyes together. And while you're at it, fucking shoot me in the head. This show is so goddamn annoying. Saying that, I did have a SpongeBob t-shirt, which I did wear quite frequently. There was only one person who I really liked in this show, and that was Mr. Krabs, because he was a hustler. He worked for his money. I can appreciate a hustler in life. Who I cannot appreciate is some dumb guy with a He wears a tie. He wears a suit and tie for what? What does he do? Flip fucking burger patties. He does not have an ounce, and not even a year 1 graduation certificate. The IQ level on this guy, his whole sponge has soaked up the IQ certificate. That doesn't make any sense. He can't, yeah, no, I'm not even gonna go there. Next we have Teen Titans Go. This was a background noise for me. I can't even remember what happened. Next we've got Good Luck Charlie, starring Madam President Dame Dr. Bridget Mendler, up in the kiddie drug section. People probably know this, but so in the show they had Teddy, who's obviously Bridget Badu's character. And they had Spencer, who was Teddy's boyfriend. And then they had, I can't remember the girl's name, who was Teddy's best friend, right? Little triangle there, think about this. So what happened in the show was that Spencer cheated on Teddy with this girl, and what happened in real life is that Bridget and the guy who plays Spencer were dating in real life, and then the girl was Bridget's best friend in real life. The guy cheated on Dr. Dame Sir Madam President Bridget Mendler with the girl who was her best friend, and now them two are married and like have kids together, but they didn't graduate from bloody Harvard, MIT with a fucking rocket science degree, did they? No, I bet you they didn't. Karma's a bitch. Karma's a bitch. I should've known better. Adventure Time. Background noise for me. I'd put it above these two though. Yeah, I didn't really like the talking iPad thing. That kind of freaked me out. Phineas and Ferb. The Dorito head Phineas was him. He was him. He had a personality. He was vibrant. He talked. You can't have two main characters and only one of them be verbal for a children's TV show. And that is not me being ableist. I'm not saying that because Ferb is mute that they shouldn't have allowed him on the TV. But I don't appreciate, as a 10-year-old, I don't appreciate characters who work overtime in the background. I don't give a fuck about the background characters. I give a fuck about Phineas and Ferb. If Ferb is out here working on his little roller coaster in the backyard, but we don't see him, I don't care about him. I want him to be in the main picture. I think it should have been Phineas and Dr. Doofenshmirtz, whatever his name was, because he actually did something. He had a personality and he aimed to entertain. There was so much space for a better character. And the kids should have graduated middle school. I bet you that they fucking didn't, because I don't know if Ferb would have passed his speech assignment. Sorry, that was bad. That was actually really bad. Sorry, Ferb. I don't care. Gravity Falls. I automatically hate anyone called Gideon because of this show. There's this little short-haired white prick called Gideon. He's the enemy, he's the villain of the show, but he is so goddamn annoying, and he's like this privileged little rich kid. He's about fucking 3'9", and he's got this weird white hairdo like he's 75 years old, and he's supposed to be about 10. If your name's Gideon and if I met you in my life, you're gonna have to win my heart, because I automatically dislike you because of your name. It's going Emmy potential though. I did like this show. Next we've got iCarly. I really thoroughly enjoyed TV shows with absent parents, because not that I wanted to relate to it, but I liked that they could do whatever they want in the show. I did really enjoy this show. Unfortunately, it was created by the beast Dan Schneider, who had a toe fetish and a fetish for young children. I'm 100% not discrediting that he's a weird pedophile, because he is. I'm just judging this on pure entertainment of the TV show. If there's one thing that you can't deny about Dan Schneider, is that he made some good television. If I was ranking these on creepy old guys who made them, obviously this one would go to the top of the list, because it's already at the top. It would go to the top of the Nazi man list as well. Total Drama Island fueled my love for reality TV. I'm a little hoe for Love Island. I haven't seen the American one, but I don't know, everyone's talking about how it's the best thing ever. I don't know, have you ever even watched Davide and Ekin-Su have a fight? I don't think you have. It's going Emmy potential. I'm putting it above Girl Meets World. My favorite character was Courtney. She was such a baddie. I loved how they would like vote each other out the fire pit, like Survivor. Hey Jesse! Debbie Ryan made history with this show. Jessie for me is going above Good Luck Charlie. Whoa. I admired this TV show because of the fact that they were these rich people living in a penthouse in New York City. If that isn't the dream life, I don't know what is. Sky Jackson in this show was an acting masterclass, and it did seriously prepare her for her Euphoria role, and I don't know, she could have played BB. Her Euphoria tape seriously, you know, I saw the vision. I used to watch Sky Jackson's YouTube videos. Like I visibly remember watching her like do a house tour or something. I don't know why. Something was in the air when I was watching Jake Paul and Sky Jackson at the same time. Ant Farm, I would put it at the top of background noise. I do remember watching it, but I don't have like the clearest memories, so I can't rank it too much. Next we've got Nikki, Ricky, Dicky and Dawn. I think I could join the party and we can have a 5-sim. Nikki, Ricky, Dicky, Hickey and Dawn. It's background noise above Ant Farm. Aiden Gallagher like is on a TV show and he made some weird song and he did like some singing video like that sounded like he has dentures in or something like that. Did I just make that up? I'm not really sure. Game Shakers. I thought that Kanye West was like the absent father sort of figure in this show. He wasn't absent, but he actually was the opposite of absent because he was in every episode. I was a big fan of Game Shakers actually, and I think I would put it there. I do know that the girl, I've heard on the grapevine, that one of the girls, the nerdy one, is like this OnlyFans model now, and she like makes like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you know, fair play to her. Next we have Liv and Maddie. I am embarrassed to admit that it took me the longest possible amount of time to realize that Liv and Maddie were in fact played by the same actor, Dove Cameron. I wasn't like totally infatuated with this show. I really did like their bedroom, how they had like split it down the middle. That was like, oh my god. Obviously I don't have a twin or a sister, but you know, it was something that I desired for 5 seconds. Next we have Shaun the Sheep. Cut my ears off and super glue my eyes, except you don't have to cut my ears off because they don't say a word in this show, and that's why it wasn't for me. It's not as bad as SpongeBob, but I don't know who this show was made for, like the Helen Keller of children or something, because no, that's really terrible. They can't. Helen Keller children can't see. I'm gonna take that back. I was actually in the Helen Keller reading group in year 2. They don't talk, he just grunts the farmers, and that's how I feel sometimes when I'm serving customers and they don't speak to me. They just expect me to know what they want. Sorry, are you choking? Do you need me to save you? Do you need me to run, go get the defib? Yes, I just did a first aid course, by the way, that's how I know all that stuff. Do you need me to save you? No, you just want your receipt. Okay then. Next we have Victorious. What a brilliant masterclass of a TV show this is. Round of applause for Dan Schneider, everybody. This is incredible. This is the top of the top. I'm a little hoe for drama as I tell you that. I love that every single person had a relationship with everyone. It was actually like Love Island. I love how, again, Tori Vega, she didn't live with any parents, which means, oh, she had like a weird absent mother and who had like 5 different boyfriends at every time. Obviously, no parents involved means there's room for every single member of their school to come over to Tori Vega's house on a Thursday night and then for her to throw a massive concert with Kesha. Casually. Allegedly, Victoria Justice was mad at or jealous or envied Ariana Grande because she became a bigger star. Victoria Justice, They Can Never Make Me Hate You. We're actually birthday twins and I really see myself in her. The moral of the story of this cast is I think that they all sing. I was a big Trina Vega fan as well. Trina Vega. You know, when I go to Chicago, I'm gonna be thinking of you all the time, baby girl. Austin and Ellie. Austin and Ellie's going 3rd place on Emmy Potential. Trish, I respect you because the job grind out there these days is real, and the fact that you were able to get that many jobs every episode, your CV must have been banging, girl. She was my favorite character, Rainey Rodriguez. She's really an icon, she's a queen. I can't even really remember what happened in the show besides the whole Austin Ellie sort of love thing, and they worked at a mall together and they went to some dolphin high school. Tom and Jerry, this is another snooze fest of a TV show. I didn't vibe with the animated shows, if you're able to tell from this list. They weren't really my favorite. It was a cat chasing a mouse. I don't know if there was some sort of message behind it. I doubt that there was, and I don't really have anything else to say about that. Sam and Cat, another product of the Nazi Productions studios. I did love how they all crossed over, but this was my least favorite crossover of the crossovers. like Victorious, iCarly, and Sammy Cat. I think I enjoyed the two characters in their separate TV shows, but when they came together, I think it was just too much of each one of them. I think I would put it at the top of background noise. Henry Danger. I have something to say about Henry Danger, because the beginning of this show, how it was created, how Henry became Henry Danger, I don't understand. You're telling me that this kid followed this man who owns this weird shitty antique shop into the elevator, down the elevator, because he said, oh, come see my secret cave. Dan Schneider, hello, are you there? I don't think he made this show, but it seems like he was fucking present in the writing room. This kid Danger followed this man down his elevator into his basement because the 40-year-old guy said, oh yeah, I'm a superhero. That's the equivalent of me plus 50 years driving around, I don't know, West Auckland in a white van saying, kiddies, come, I have some lollies in my van. I got some fruit bursts in my van. I got some raspberry twizzlers in my van. Do you want to come see? You think they're gonna get on my van? You think that's what we should be showing the children on the TV? That it's a good idea to go and get into 68-year-old women's vans because they have raspberry twizzlers? Because they have zombie chews? Again, absent parents. The parents were little idiots. I don't know if they even went to elementary school. Bella and the Bulldogs, pick me, choose me, love me. I know that this is a show supposed to be about like girls in sports, like empowerment, but this Bella girl came off to me as just a pick me bitch. It was a boring show as well. And there was a guy called Sawyer. I mean, what a shit name that is. Stuck in the Middle. I did watch Miller's Girl. I think I rated it 0.5 stars on Letterboxd, if that says something. If you told me 5 years ago that the girl, Harley Diaz, would be, you know, seducing her 65-year-old teacher in a weird haunted house sort of situation, I would say, huh? Apparently the older sister, she was my favorite. I did have a little thing for the bitchy characters, but apparently she was like racist and she was like a fake Mexican, so let's move on. Hannah Montana, Kitty Drugs. I think she was probably on drugs when she did make this show. Oh, I'm gonna put it above Good Luck Charlie. I think I was a little bit younger when I was watching it compared to these other ones. I didn't watch enough of it to remember it to put it above Jessie, iCarly, Casey Undercover, and Victorious. I did see that Billy Ray Cyrus divorced his 21-year-old wife, Fireball, or whatever her fucking weird name was. Fireball, isn't that an alcohol? I don't know. Maybe she has fetal alcohol syndrome, not really sure. That's not what this video is about. We're not talking about the abuse of Fireball Cyrus, are we? The Amazing World of Gumball. I'm moving Total Drama Island down, respectfully. The father really irritated me. Get your fat ass off the sofa and go to work. Go do something. Go provide for your 3 children. Your wife is out here, she was a nurse, I'm pretty sure. She's out here nursing away while your bunny cheeks sit on this couch and eat chips all day. I'm sorry. You need to get your money together. You need to provide for your family. How do you pay the mortgage? How do you live? How do you afford your chips? H2O, Just Add Water. Cleo, Ricky, Emma, perfect trio. Lots of drama, but I wasn't a religious watcher. I did watch it a lot, but I wasn't religious. You know, I didn't go to church every Sunday and say, is Emma and Ricky gonna accidentally turn to mermaids in the bathroom while mum is cooking dinner, and then mum's dinner's done, and then Cleo and Ricky can't, and then they all can't come out of the bathroom because they got mermaid tails. No, I didn't think that. So for me, it is going above Austin and Ellie. Wizards of Waverly Place. I think I missed the boat a little bit on this. I think I was a little bit too young. I did watch it still, but I think I did miss the boat. The cruise ship did depart without me, and I had to go on, and I just had to chase it with a kayak is basically what happened to me. I remember that they replaced the little brother, Jake T. Austin, with a girl for 2 episodes, and they just said like it was like a magic spell or something, but really he was just in jail for doing something bad. I would have loved to be in the writer's room for that one. That's hilarious. Shake It Up. Above Wizards for me, above H2O, above Gumball. There was a boy blonde and a girl blonde, and they were like, I don't know if they were foreign, and their names were like Tinker and Dinker or some shit like that. They were like the enemies of the show and they were idiots. And clearly one of them still is, because she's like Trump's secretary or something like that. I don't know what her CV looks like, you know, Shake It Up 2012 with Zendaya, and then bloody shake up the history of the United States with old mentally ill Trump. Scooby-Doo. I was little hoe for Scooby-Doo, of course I was. I had the onesie, I had all the merch, I dressed up, I was like a borderline furry the way I dressed up as this dog. And if we got a really fat cat, we were gonna call it Avocados after the janitor who was a criminal. Next we have the Thundermans. I did really like the Thundermans. I did not fuck with the guy with the long arms. He was Phoebe's boyfriend. It made me so goddamn uncomfortable. Retract your little arms. I would rather you have little T-Rex arms than these weird long spaghetti noodle arms that, you know, could get you into all sorts of trouble. Top emo potential. I think that was sort of my age bracket when this show was out. Lastly, we have Lab Rats. There were about 17 different spin-offs of this show, so I've just put Lab Rats. Fun fact, I have a bionic sibling. My dog got hit by a car about 5 years ago, and her whole like leg is made of metal, and she's like bionic, and I don't know if when we go to sleep she plugs herself in with an iPod charger. So I do relate to this show a lot actually. I remember that Kelly what's-her-face got arrested and was in jail because she had a DUI or something. Obviously that is not Disney Channel appropriate, but it was XD, so you know, you can get a little bit, you can push the borders of the contract when you're on XD. Above Game Shakers, above Austin. See, the thing is that, you know, I missed the mark with Wizards of Waverly Place, so I would put it above that. And I think that's how my list is going to end. Obviously, I think the time period that I watched TV really impacted me. I had to watch Cartoon Network until I was sort of more matured because my brother didn't want to watch Jade and Beck break up and then Tori date Beck, and you know, he didn't care about that. Yeah, this is my list. If you think that anything on here is controversial, I don't care. This is my opinion. You can comment your opinion below if you really feel like it. I want to thank you all for watching this video. I want to thank my one subscriber who I saw in the supermarket who requested I did this video about 5 months ago when I saw her. Leave a like if you want, and I'll see you next week, guys, because now I'm a consistent YouTuber and you're gonna get a face full of acne right now.